Masikane is in Westbury once again for us this morning. Slee, a very good morning to you. A very emotional weekend as they bid a final farewell to Heather Peterson. We also understand now that residents are quite upset, very angry with how the Red Berets are handling things in the community. They say they're now targeting innocent residents instead of going after the real criminals in the community. What do we know?
Well, we are here in Westbury this morning just to see exactly whether calm has been restored to the community, and it seems that it has. It's just a normal day today with people heading to work. Of course, schools are reopening tomorrow, and following that intervention from the Police Minister, Begicele, who was requested by the community to come and see exactly what is happening here as well as arrest the situation. We know that, of course, the tactical unit, Amaberete, were then deployed to the area. Over 100 of those officials are here doing an intelligence-driven operation, and it's definitely what we're seeing this morning is different to what we saw last week. If you can see behind me right now, we have the JMPD who are at the entry and exit points of Westbury, monitoring the movements as well as traffic, and ensuring that there are no protests, which we saw erupting following the death of Mrs. Heather Peterson, who was 45 years old. She was, of course, laid to rest over this weekend by the community of Westbury, who came out in their numbers to support the Peterson family. The messages from that funeral stating that her death really was not in vain, because what happened to Mrs. Peterson sparked the outrage in the community, as well as those protest actions from several other coloured communities who were saying that there are enough with the criminal activities, drug lords who are basically running amok, peddling in drugs, using their children as runners, as well as really being at the mercy of corrupt police officials who are allegedly working with these criminals. Now, of course, there has been some criticism over the way the tactical unit is operating, but if you would understand that this community in particular was also calling for the army to be deployed to the area, and so I think the tactical unit is as close to the army as you're going to get, and the methods that they use, I don't think many people will understand them, but it is the way that they operate in order to get the job done. And we understand that following the deployment of that unit, at least 8 arrests have been made, and those arrests are in connection with murder, drugs, as well as firearms that were recovered during that operation. Now, Yveka, I am joined by a resident of Westbury who's going to exactly tell us what the situation has been like since the deployment of the tactical unit. Clinton, thank you for joining us this morning. A lot of criticism around the way the tactical unit is operating, but just tell me, how have things been since the deployment of that unit into Westbury?
I think things have been quite calm ever since the team has come here. I think also one needs to understand that the residents of the area are very upset. The anger is very high, so the anger levels need to be managed as well. However, we also need to be mindful of the fact, since the team is here, results will not come overnight, and that's pretty much what the people are expecting. You bring them in today, tomorrow you need to get results, and unfortunately things will not work that way. We need to, however, be very open-minded about the approach that we have, allowing the team to work and for intelligence to take place within the area, so that we can deal with the drug cartel that has been operating within for decades. So you're not going to really resolve this issue within one day. But we are hopeful that we will be able to sit and engage with them so that we can get a tailor-made situation for our community, and not really a blanket approach for what's going to be happening in Westbury, in Eldorado Park, in Cape Town, as per se. So we need to really sit and see how we're going to work with intelligence, with the local police, so that we can work and move forward constructively with the issues that we are faced with in Westbury as a whole.
Now, schools are reopening tomorrow. Is the community feeling that their children at least are going to be safe now, going to school with the presence of the tactical unit, as well as JMPD and police monitoring the area?
I think one also has to be mindful of the fact that the purpose that JMPD serves, in fact, one has to question what are they doing. They're basically just here to ensure that we as residents don't really protest. That is their purpose here. Whereas we fighting a different fight. Ours is not really so much the protesting. We just send that message out because we are dealing with problems within. I think as far as that is concerned, we're probably going to be dealing with the tactical response. As far as our children are concerned, it is unfortunate that we cannot keep them at home. We have to send them to school because life needs to go on, unfortunately, and in that regard. However, we need to see what's going to happen because we cannot, as I said, let them come in today and expect results today. We need to see what's going to happen. We do not know when the next shooting is going to take place, unfortunately. So that has not been guaranteed because we can wake up tomorrow and find the shooting has taken place because whilst the tactical response team has been in the area, JMPD has been patrolling, the Gauteng Public Order Policing has been in the shooting has been taking place. So one needs to be open-minded and we need to monitor the situation on a day-to-day basis to see what's going to happen and then we take it from there. We are, of course, approaching December, which is a period where shootings and killings are very, very rife because then drug usage, of course, is going to go up as well. It's festive season. People have money and stuff like that. So those are the periods that we are also moving towards to make sure that things are going to be okay.
Clinton. As you can hear from one of the residents from Westbury, the community very satisfied with the intervention of the tactical unit, but cautiously optimistic whether any results will come from that unit.